Welcome back to Restaurant Aetts. So today we are going to work with an issue, and I will bring out our Aett strips. Now Aett means family or clan, so the runes have a family or clan that they reside in, and so we'll look at that as well. So appreciate you being here and being part of the family. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them in this clay bowl. I have a paper towel because the last time I did this it was really noisy and my bag likes to sit and bag out. It's a little too weak for all the runes, so we're going to try this methodology. Okay, elders, ancestors, let's get you warmed up. Connecting the spirits. I'm using the Elder rune set, which is 24. That's from the Germanic tribes. We'll also look at the younger message if needed. The younger message was from the Scandinavian tribes, think Vikings. So my other heritage is also Danish. So my ancestors really lived very close together. It was amazing when I did the ancestry of them. So this is M, this is Ehwaz, this is the horse rune. So we are looking for spiritual connections with kind of the ride to die. This is making connection with your heart. So it might mean establishing boundaries, getting freedom from something, looking at friendship, loyalty, trust, devotion, any of that could be the issue. But let's get some more runes so we can get some more focus on what this issue is talking about. Let's get to the root of the issue, please. Why is this coming up? Oh, this is Urus. This is the power rune. This is like bison. So we are looking at energy, health, freedom, passion, conquest, courage. Okay, so again, really looking at establishing your boundaries and your freedom, and this is your power rune. This is the cause of it. Okay, let's look at present events. What's going on? Is Jera. Present event is working on your harvest, your wheel of fortune, a recovery, completion of a cycle. We are in numerology, the first year, but we're still trailing with the 9th year residue until February 17. So that might play into this. Let's look at the likely outcome, please. Ancestors, what's the likely outcome? Is Nathis. This one has been coming up a lot. And I think it has to do with the closing of the year 9 into 1. We're starting a new year. And then also just really thinking about what is essential, what is necessary. Okay, this is the fire rune. It might be learning from a difficult lesson. It's a destiny. Maybe you need to get a little solitude, or maybe you just need to rebellion. Power yourself out of that. Not sure. So what are the blockages to all of this? Can you know that, elders? What's the blockages? The blockages is kinas. This is the fire torch. Education, learning. Okay, so we might not be overcoming misunderstandings, finding solutions, and forgiveness. And if we can't do that, we can't reap our harvest. We can't close out the cycles. Okay. Let's look for advice. So elders, helpers, guides, what's the advice for us, please? The advice they give is Fehu. This is all about trust, gain, offspring. This is the rune of cattle. Back in the day, cattle were very valuable, so this is money. Okay, so the divine message is think with your heart, not just your mind. It becomes a power struggle because your head wants to be in the game. But if you're going to reap the harvest, close out cycles, you really need to figure out what's necessary. You need to find solutions, seek forgiveness so that you can close it out. And it might involve really trusting other parties in order for that to happen. Not just throwing money at it, but really sinking into that spiritual realm of things. Okay, now let's bring out the Aetts. So, where do these runes fall into the family? And is there an additional divine message with that? We have the physical Aett, we have the emotional, mental Aett, and then we have the spiritual Aett. So let's take a look, get these in order. These. Okay. We don't have any divine order today as far as all the ones, all the twos, threes, fours, etc. So runes start in each family or clan as 1 and go to 8. Okay. You can't reverse this family. You have to grow through it. So we need to grow through figuring out what's necessary and being able to close chapters, close cycles. Okay. So there's nothing definitive here, so let's look at the message as far as the runes go. Use your money, your power to really learn something valuable, get skills, figure out what's necessary to reap your harvest, and always think about the community and more from your heart than your mind. Okay, work on those friendships, those loyalties, those trusts and devotion. You might need to establish some boundaries. You might think about what that means for you. Now let's look at the 16 runes. Okay, if I was reading from the younger set, which is actually the oldest because it goes back to Scandinavian Viking times, they only had 6 runes, and sometimes the symbol or the visual is different depending on the culture. They change these things up, so they're not always identical. But we'll just go ahead and read the message because most of the time, if they have the rune, they were similar. So let us look at physical, same, nothing comes off the board. Mental, emotional, same, nothing comes off the board. The Scandinavian or younger set did not have this one. They never would have a rune that would be about your heart. It was always hard living, if you think about it. They depended on each other, but they always had to use their mind and their wits for survival. So out of the 8 runes that would come off the 24, this is the only one that leaves the board. So then your message changes a little bit in that, use your assets wisely. Make sure that you are looking at things with courage, passion. Learn the lessons that you need to learn. Sometimes that might involve gaining skills or seeking solutions or asking forgiveness. You need to really find out what's necessary in life. Otherwise, sometimes difficult lessons occur and you can't close the cycle. You can't reap the harvest. You're not going to get to the wheel of fortune in your life. So, that is the divine message for today. I hope that helps. It's a new moon day, and so we really are looking at closing, starting things new, closing old chapters in the first year in numerology. So, with that, I thank you for your time. Come on back anytime you want to learn more about runes and how they can give you clues and things to think about to improve your life. Until later, bye.